she?
Oh, she'll be just fine. Let's talk.
In this video, we will see how this memorable scene with Aunt May and Peter in Spider-Man 2 applies to personal development and spirituality. There's some really subtle wisdom in this scene rather than on the surface level that when you act on it instead of just being inspired from watching Tobey and Rosemary Harris act it out, it can breed happiness so great that I've seen in some very small moments in my life. So without further ado, let's get started.
I believe there's a hero in all of us that keeps us honest, gives us strength, makes us noble, and finally allows us to die with pride, even though sometimes we have to be steady and give up the thing we want the most, even our dreams.
This is after Peter eats that chocolate cake of Ursula, and even furthermore after he saves the girl from the burning building, and he's getting that last bit of motivation to try to become Spider-Man again. There's some obvious lessons here of doing good, being moral, being a hero, but I want to take a look at the deeper meaning here and how it applies to personal development, and that being a hero in real life is painful. For some context, let me tell you a story of how I came to realize this. There was one day when I was in meditation and I was sitting for a while, it was like 30 minutes, and I started to realize I was getting pissed off. It was something about like it wasn't going well or something. I was making judgments, and it came to the point where I started crying, and I started to realize that a lot of the anger comes from being rooted in self-esteem issues and being angry at myself. I had the opportunity to look away, just get mad at myself more, or just stop doing it. But I said, fuck this. I'm going to keep moving forward and leading into the suffering. As these months have passed on and I look at moments like that, I've come to realize that being there for myself and going into that suffering is what being a hero is all about. I wrote up the definition of being a hero as someone who goes down the path of personal development, eventually onto the path of self-discovery and spirituality. And this is not to be confused as some moral stance that I'm telling you have to do this. This is to help you in your own struggle. When I saw this clip again with Aunt May, it gave me hope for overcoming suffering. Taking up the sentiment of giving up things you want in terms of short-term gratification. And that means things like validation, fancy clothes, likes on Instagram, cool cars, fun vacations. When Aunt May says giving up our dreams, these are the things I think about giving up.
Isn't that right? Huh? Isn't that right? Huh, brother?
Very importantly, heroes don't care for admiration or the work they do. It's not good. People don't know that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. He gets no admiration, and the Peter Parker side of things, it sucks, and that's what this movie is all about.
Where you been? Looking for you all morning.
You're late.
Always late. You're fired.
Look at you, Peter. Your grades have been declining. You always appear exhausted.
But Peter sucks it up and does it for being a hero in the context of this fictional world. In real life, you might have had traumas, mistakes in your past, and I know that stuff is hard to deal with, but embracing that and going towards it as you are continuing to move towards that North Star in your life purpose, it takes love and courage. And these are not just words, these are things that can be embodied. And you might be wondering, what about helping others? Aren't we supposed to do that? And yes, it's important to be generous and help others. It makes you happy and peaceful, and you want to see the world do better. But I have found in my experience that helping yourself first, it makes you happier. And it's important to know that good intentions don't always lead to good actions. Do what you can, but know you can't control the world. In terms of application, I'm going to include some questions in the description box below to help move your actions in alignment with what you want deep in your heart and your life purpose. But also, furthermore, we can work on the external and the internal worlds that we deal with on a daily basis. In terms of internal, you have to be able to spend more time alone. I understand how the pandemic really made things hard to be inside a lot, and it is. It's really hard to be with your feelings. But the only way to master yourself is to embrace that and embody that so you can learn about your own psychology to actually help others, grounded within emotional intelligence. Continue to meditate every single day, and as that mindfulness opens up, continue to listen to the heart. With great power and great responsibility, always, Joe.